Here we go.
Good morning, recovery.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It is a good morning.
Very good morning.
A little bit colder than yesterday.
You're going to do introduction?
Yeah.
Very much so colder.
Man, it was so nice yesterday. Like
Yes.
60 degrees. Did you go ride yesterday?
Nope, didn't get to. I was too busy with everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. How's everybody doing?
I'm great.
Are you good?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm still riding on a high, like I was sharing with her coming in, from everything that's been going on the past week, the people God's putting in my life, and it's just like a spiritual high. It's been awesome.
That's
It's been
awesome.
really awesome.
That's a great feeling.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's-
Absolutely. I think that's the common consensus of everybody in the van coming back. It's like I've never experienced a high like that. That's the one thing about God is he's never ending. He's always there. All you
Right.
got to do is plug in.
Yep.
That's
So-
right.
So that's one good thing I did get to hear on the way back down the road.
That's cool.
So
We had such a good time. Good morning, everybody. We got Terry Southers with us this morning. He's came to hang out. He's it's Impact Ministries
Yep.
in Elkton.
Mhm.
He's I got it right here. He's founder of First Step Recovery.
Mhm.
They're doing some amazing things. VP of the Shenandoah Valley Hellfighters Motorcycle Club.
That's right.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That
That
is
so cool.
awesome.
We went to they had their 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
It was Sunday.
Yep.
Sunday night. Yes.
Mhm.
Well, Sunday. Yeah. That was awesome, by the way.
So much fun.
I'm blown away. It ain't me. It's what God's done. The people, the volunteers, everybody that came in. It was another gentleman that's actually currently in the midst of the chaos of active addiction right now. But he said, "How can I help?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Buddy, it's anything you want to do." So he started cooking. He said, "You sure? I can bring it." I'm like, "Look, my Bible says, come as you are.
That's right.
So come on
That is
in, settle
right.
in." And that's one thing that I've learned through recovery, helping people. If you give somebody something to do, they can plug into,
Mm-hmm.
it gives them something to hope for.
Gives them purpose.
That's the
Yeah.
purpose. Exactly.
Oh,
That's the
man.
beginnings of, God doing something great in their lives.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm seeing some cool stuff. You got a guy that's a little worried about taking his next drink, and he's like, comes up to me. He's like, "Today's been a good day. I've only had one this morning, but I'm trying."
Yeah,
I'm like,
you're
"Dude, that's
trying,
all
yeah.
I'm asking. Just try."
That is awesome. Isn't that awesome? And I know you've said it before, like podcast, this helps you like so much in so many ways because you got so many people looking up to you now.
100%.
It's great.
100%.
That's a lot of weight to carry too, though.
It is a lot.
It is. It's
Yeah.
and I'm starting to realize it.
Yeah.
And like I said yesterday when we did the podcast, I'm not afraid to admit I was like a little bit of nerves for the first time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But I mean, Alex, when you get too overwhelmed, because I do too, unplug. Like, it's okay to unplug. We can always get someone to, take that break.
I love this
You got to be
microphone.
still sometimes too, though.
He's
Don't
right.
get too overwhelmed with it.
Yeah.
Because it can pull you so much.
But like I said, at the same time, it's so great going out and like I said, going to that basketball game and people coming up to me and saying like, man, what y'all are doing is great. Like, we need something like that around here. And it's like, man, it's a great feeling.
That it is.
It's a great feeling that God is using us and shining his light through us. It's a wonderful, wonderful feeling. Sunday night was great. And Sunday evening, I felt the spirit just going across the road and seeing y'all's van over there. That van has been operating for 10 years.
No. That van actually was purchased through the First Step to Freedom ministry.
How long ago?
We bought it roughly 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay, so I was thinking that was the 10-year one.
No,
what happened to
no.
the 10-year one we were supposed to ride in?
No. That was the 10-year anniversary.
The 10-year anniversary.
I was just blown away from the fact that we were actually that ministry was able to. Yeah. And of course, when we Travis at our church, he actually did a little bit of design work trying to figure out what it was, and we had two renderings. One was like a really soft, typical church. This is our church logo on the window,
which is super cool. I love it.
I mean, it's okay.
I took a picture of it.
Then he comes back and he goes, "What do y'all think about this one?" I'm like, "That's loud, man. I like that.
Love it.
Let's be loud."
Yeah.
And that's kind of like with our shirts and different things that we wear. It's like you're a walking billboard for Jesus.
Yes.
You've got a small impression of time to be able to work with people. And of course, I know when I passed a few vehicles leaving from when I dropped everybody off at a not so high rate of speed. At least they got to see Jesus Loves You on the back of it as I went by. So if anybody sees this, that was me driving. Anyway.
That's cool.
And you're making that impact. Tell me about Impact.
Impact Ministries was founded a little better than 12 years ago. It was actually founded in Animal. Our president's supposed to be coming in on Saturday morning to be here. You'll know more about that. But that church was founded in his garage.
That is so awesome.
So on Sunday mornings, we'd roll the Harleys out, set up lawn chairs out in the driveway. We had church at his house. And then a short time after that, we transitioned from that and we were meeting in the school.
That
and
is
of course,
so great.
For me, it's like, okay, my kids called me on the phone. I guess I'll give you a backstory. We'll roll
yeah, I want to hear it.
My kids call me up and like, Dad, we're going to church, this Impact Ministries. I'm like, cool. I was on the road, truck driver. I'm like, well, what is this church? Well, they meet at a school. I'm like, yeah, right. You meet at a school? Sure. Because I'm stuck in the whatever. So my daughter, little curly head, little thing that she was at the time, she said, Daddy, next week, if you're home, I'm going to get you up going back to church. Because we were in church, but I'd pulled away from just my choices.
Right.
And the very next Sunday, both of my kids are standing at the foot of the bed, shaking the bed. Daddy, 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 get up, get up, get up. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we go to church and I walk in. I'm like, wow, there's like half the people I went to high school were here. I'm like, this can't be that bad, you know? And then, of course, our founder, you know, the Animal, he walks up to me. And, of course, I'd gotten an invitation from him at Halloween. They were handing out tracts. Come to church. And I'm like.
Did you just say the Animal?
We call him Animal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah,
the Animal?
Yeah, his name is Brooke Johnson. Of course,
Okay, cool.
everybody's got road names as far as when it comes to different things. Me, myself, God hasn't laid on my heart to do that because my Christian name was Terry. It's what I was born with.
Okay.
I've got nicknames that are attached to my name that I don't want to be affiliated with anymore.
That's cool.
You
hey,
know,
that's awesome.
So I stick with mine. So, but no, it's just awesome what God's done through that little thing. And of course, you guys were up there. And if you looked around behind me, that was a garage door.
I seen that.
We're still in a garage.
I did see that.
So the cool thing is summertime when we got special music and stuff, people come in, that door comes up. So we set speakers outside.
So cool.
Yeah, of course you're in a valley. So some people that are running the track may not like it, but they're going to church whether they want to or not.
I'm sure they love it. I'm sure they love it. And the
church.
music up there, I had to share. Actually, did a video of the one guy that was doing his guitar and everything.
James, we went to high school together.
Yes, I loved his music. Hit my soul as soon as he started playing.
Mm-hmm.
I had to jerk my phone out, and I rarely do that when I go out to places. I usually try to take it in, in the moment, but. When he started that song, and I never even knew that song.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I think I've heard it before, but that song hit me so good. Now I'm listening to it every day.
Yep.
I love that song.
It's amazing what God does through music.
Yes, and music is a lot. We talk about that too.
Very much.
Music can switch up your mood so quick. Like if you're having a bad day, you can just turn on some gospel music and within 5-10 minutes, like it can really start feeling better.
Absolutely.
I mean, and get this, y'all, the other day, because I've been working out to like Poker Face and like music like that. Well, the other day when I came down here, something told me like, Google Christian music workout.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, Google. Man, we got some good Christian music workout,
we do.
music.
Yep.
And I'm like, so I'm like punching down to some music that's Christian, like for Jesus.
Yeah.
They had some really good stuff on the tablet. Like so when I was just did my last bid, that they have the tablets in jail now.
Yeah.
And they have the worship section.
Yeah.
And they have got some great Christian rock on
Did you
there.
listen to Joe Nestor while you were in? By chance?
Probably. I listen to everything underneath that.
Yeah, that's something that we normally rock out to when we're at these bike events. We're actually leaving for Daytona in 26 days. We'll be down there for 9 days.
That's awesome.
So
you guys have something to look forward to. That's awesome.
We go all over. We were in Sturgis, South Dakota last year, New Hampshire last year, Daytona, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
You guys ride all the way
do?
out?
Like,
we're just down there sharing the word, handing out different tracts and different things while we're there. We do church about every night. You can have.
Let me see. So you guys ride these motorcycles across in these places, and you're sharing the word of Jesus to different places as you pull up. Could you imagine being at a gas station with your family and seeing all these big bad boys pulling up on these motorcycles?
But one thing you'll know about all of us, at one time we labeled ourselves that way, but God's changed our hearts. We're all a bunch of teddy bears.
It's beautiful.
That's right.
It's beautiful. I think it's a great program. Is this something that goes across the country? Like Absolutely. You guys are across the country?
We're in 31 states.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Actually, we're overseas in Belize. I think is where it's at.
Jesus loves you. Little pamphlets. That's
then we got the what's his name? Roadblock.
Yeah,
he was awesome.
Roadblock is a nut. I mean, when he walked up, I saw his face. I'm like, he's going to do something. All right, Roadblock, you just heard it.
We want you on podcast.
You could come Saturday morning. Come down with the animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what a great
That's great.
So yeah, this is great. I mean,
yeah, that's what, from last year, that's what God took me and my wife all the way across to Sturgis, South Dakota. I had a phone call from another ministry, Jesus Motorcycles, and he said, "Hey man, would you like to come out and share your testimony?" I'm like, "Cool, where are we going to do it at?" He said, "You'll see when you get here." So I get there and we're literally across from Broken Spoke, or one of the big bars, and it's 3 layers of people partying over here, and there I am standing on the street corner with a church set up at a parking lot. He said, "This is where we're doing it." I'm like, "Whoa, okay.
That's
all right.
That is
we'll
amazing.
Do this." And of course, as my wife would say, and she's probably laughing, saying, "Don't share this," but I'm going to anyway. But God's got me there, and it's Topless Tuesday. And I got to share my testimony. I'm like, "Really, God? Why are you doing this to me?" So,
oh my God.
But it's amazing, and I can honestly sit here. I don't remember visually seeing anything. It's like God shielded me from all that while I was sharing. It was just such a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing that
she was kind of against it. It was her first bike rally ever that she's ever been to. I've been to a bunch, but yeah, she shows up. She didn't know what was going on, and one of the guys that I work with a lot that came from out there. Just a beautiful thing.
An experience. She had to be there for some reason. He wanted her there.
I know why. I know why. 100%.
I want to know why.
100% why.
Tell us why.
His name is Justin, and if I can get him an answer on, I told him I'd try to call him in.
Yeah, I want to know why.
Well, Sunday morning, as we're setting up, we actually get to go in and preach into one of the bars there. It's the opening ceremony for the Bike Week event. We have 16-foot crosses that we carry straight down Main Street. Like with all the bikes there. I mean, we do it multiple times throughout the week. So we're constantly going up and down the street, sharing the gospel. And when we got there, I knew this bar was a pretty rowdy bar on the inside. All the barmaids and stuff in there were dressed like you would think at a bike rally. And I told my wife, I said, "I'm not going in." She said, "Why?" I said, "I just don't feel in my heart that's what I need to do."
Right.
So she said, "I respect that." So I stood outside. She said, "Well, I'm going in with the rest of the guys," because she went from being the scared woman that didn't know anybody to she immediately became the mama that everybody calls her. Everybody calls her mama.
Right.
So she pops in. She's in with everybody. Had a good time.
She got that confidence in.
Yeah.
Yes,
100%.
here it comes.
100%.
Yeah. I get that sometimes when I'm around certain people. Like, let's do this.
She's one of those people. She's really quiet. And of course, at the end, she was the one that shared at the very end. My wife has never done that in a church.
That's so great.
I'm looking at Francesca. I'm like, she's going to make me cry. She said, "Why?" I said, "My wife never, ever, ever." I said, "I know God's working." If she's standing here waiting on a mic, anxiously waiting, I'm like, God's doing something great,
Oh my gosh.
So, and of course, what she shared was part of our topic on the way back down in the bus that night. But anyway, we get back on subject.
Real quick, we got comments coming in. Francesca said, "Love you guys. God bless you and your efforts." Love you, Francesca. Keith Weller.
Yep.
He said, "What's up, TW?"
Hey, man. What's up?
Yeah. He's
come see me. You know where I'm at. I'll see you tomorrow night at 7.
Heard that. So we got Brittany said, "God bless you guys this morning." Brittany's one of the girls here at the house.
Yes.
I know her well.
Yep. Brian Woodward said, "Hey, Terry, good seeing you again, buddy."
I haven't seen him forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
He said, "Good morning, Alex and Andrea."
All right. Good morning. Good morning.
You guys for your comments. That's the most comments we've gotten, dude.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's God. That ain't me.
That's all God.
That's why I prayed all the way down the road. Lord, don't let anybody look at me and put a halo on my head, because it ain't about me. It's about what He's done.
So on the story, we are at, your wife is in there. God is using her now to give her testimony. This is something that she never does ever.
No.
So go on. Let's do this.
I mean, we're coming back down the road to come here, and one of the guys in the van had a question, about different things with uses and stuff. He's like, "Oh, I heard what your wife said. What if you're taking that last hit or something and God comes back? I don't want to be."
So that was your wife Sunday night that stood up
at the very end.
That will forever stick in my mind.
Yeah.
What's your wife's name?
Rebecca.
That will forever stick in my mind. That and the one who got up and said about the fence.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Those two things will forever stick with me from Sunday night.
Zach was sharing about the fence, and it was Billy that put it into context of a video that he had watched. Roadblock. Of course, Billy, I shook my head when he was walking up. He's like, "Really? You're going to have me sitting in a bar stool, man?" Yeah. He's my brother. I love him.
That's awesome.
I love him. But back to Sturgis. I mean, I stayed outside of the bar, and within a couple minutes, street was kind of quiet, and off to my left side, first guy that comes around the corner, his name is Justin, and 6'7", makes me look small. I'm 6'1". This dude's 6'7", 380 pounds, huge dude, right?
Yeah.
He's got sliders on. He looked like it was something wrong. I said, man, how are you today? And he starts crying.
Oh.
I'm like, brother, what do you need? He said, man, I need help. I said, well, what's going on? He said, I just got released from jail. I didn't know where the jail was. Jail's like less than a block from us.
No way.
He could have walked any direction, but he walked that direction.
Yeah.
I was the first person that God put in front of him.
Oh my God. I have chills.
Right?
That is so amazing.
When I tell you that we drove 1,836 miles, it was for him.
Yeah.
And it was for him to be able to see love from a woman. My wife, like literally, she's got a 6'7" child now, out in South Dakota. But he said, I just told the jailer when I left here, he said, I'm going to meet the first person on the street that's going to help me. It's going to Christian. It's going to get me where I need to be. He ran into me.
Wow.
So immediately, and that's another thing that Hellfighters has got going on. We've got Mission at the Cross in Laurel, Mississippi. That is a home for guys. It's a recovery center there. Right. It's a one-year program. It helps them get jobs, et cetera, et cetera. But through that process, he left there with a felony charge, right? Meets us Sunday morning. By Thursday, we're standing before a judge. You never get a court hearing that quick, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Judge says, the Hellfighters have been established here, set up for over 20 years. I know the guys well. If that's where you're going, here's a green light. You're going.
Isn't that awesome?
So when we packed up to leave to go home, he's in the van with everybody going back. He's going to Laurel, Mississippi. It's a God thing. It's
definitely a God thing. And it's a beautiful thing how your reputation, once you start living right,
that's right,
changes. I, for example, went through the bank yesterday, and just the lady at the bank calling me by my name, thank you, Andrea, have a good day, made my day.
Yeah.
Just someone recognizing you as the person and getting that respect makes you feel so good. And I know, and that's God, because years ago, nobody, just walking into a room, years ago when we were in active addiction, nobody, they just look at you like a lost cause. You know what I mean? Like, gosh, look at them, the whispers, the state. Now, and it's a beautiful thing, because now it's like when I walk in, it's like I'm confident, I feel whole, and I'm ready, so much ready to help anyone who.
We were talking about
ready.
that yesterday. You project that.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Like when you've got that confidence and like I say, and you've got God behind you,
it's everything.
You project that, and people see it. They
know
that.
It's a different you.
Yes,
it's beautiful.
So even riding up on those motorcycles, and you get that first impression of it's like, oh my gosh, look at this gang coming up in here. But then in all reality, you got God. When you take them helmets off or whatever, it's just like, you got the light of Jesus behind you guys.
Yeah.
Now, with you guys, do you have to purchase a motorcycle and go through something to join you?
Well, if you go to hellfighters.org, you'll look at our website when it comes up. There's different links there. We've got what we call foot soldiers. So like if you guys wanted to be a part of it, we got and again, there's a handbook. Read the handbook. If you don't agree with everything, still you can hang around. I'm not trying to tell you not to. That's a Bible. But the handbook itself, well, we call it a handbook. Right, it's actually the guide to life. Gotcha. But it's got the website on the backside of that too.
Okay.
But go there and read our bylaws, what we expect out of everybody. We've got the strictest bylaws I can honestly say out of any motorcycle ministry. I mean, there's absolutely no tobacco use, no alcohol, no drugs, none of the above.
Yeah.
Because you're representing Christ. You've got
your body's your temple, the temple.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And of course, we go out and we're trying to witness to motorcycle clubs and different members, a lot of 1%ers that we go out and we actually have a really good working relationship with. I thank God for that, because without God, there's no way we'd be there.
Absolutely.
And the Lord's doing a lot of great things in their lives. But anyway, that's why we do things the way that we do it. You got to be strict. You got to be to the point. So back to your question, we actually have the Hellfighters Foot Soldiers. So once you guys would want to do it, you're still a part of it. Like a lot of the different parade events, table events, stuff like that we set up, you still are active. We do a lot of stuff in the homeless community in Harrisonburg.
That's awesome.
Me, myself, there's nowhere, if God sends me there, I'm going to go. Pastor shared at the end about some of the different drug houses we'd went into and different things where he asked, am I armed? I had a family member call me, my sister. She's like, little brother, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? What am I doing? I'm doing what God told me to do. She's like, you're going to get killed. I'm like, well, okay, sis, let's just say, for instance, you're right. I said, if I am, and I'm doing it for God, and you already know I'm saved, is it a bad thing?
Exactly.
Right? But God has never made me, I don't know. I can't describe it. I think Brad's going to try to get down one day next week and have a moment to talk. Maybe you can ask his opinion. I've never felt that way.
I think you're right on the right track.
Yeah.
There's no anxiety or anything when you're doing it. You just.
The biggest thing for me, is making sure I set clear boundaries after 25 years that I don't allow myself to fall back into any old thing, and that's a hard battle some days, because my addiction was a lot of different things. So you got to set clear boundaries for yourself. Always have an accountability partner. I don't care what you do. Don't ever go anywhere and say, I got this.
Right.
Exactly.
I shared that with one of the guys at CR the other night. I said that I got this thing. Next thing you know, you wake up bruised up, beaten up. You know?
And this is a hard ministry in itself. I mean, getting out and telling your story and saying what you're saying and stuff. The attacks come.
Oh yeah.
We talked about it before we even started podcast. We knew what we were getting into.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, however, the Lord's blessings is so much bigger and so much better. Tell me about those blessings. We know about the trials and tribulations to get, but the blessings.
The blessings is seeing families come back together. That's a big thing. One of the gentlemen that shared up at the church the other night, he's a forever part of my family. His kids, here I am, big old guy. These kids call me Pop. That's my nickname.
That is so great.
And they still do to this day. It's like, it's kind of funny. I think the oldest is 15 and little man's 10 now, 9 now.
And that's the gentleman that started 10 years ago with you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So seeing that family come back together, seeing God put things back, even in my own family, God has restored things. I mean, because addictions ran through my entire family.
Yes.
On both sides of my family, more so from my father's side of the family. But God is it's just wonderful what he's doing. He's healing stuff, and it's every family has stuff.
Yeah.
We talked about that too earlier upstairs about shedding the light on these things. A lot of times as families, we just put this little bubble, like, you can't share that with nobody.
Exactly.
But I think Francesca said it, if you don't shed light on it, your addiction will keep you sick or something. I don't remember how she says it.
She did. She said that
but she's right.
She's got some good ones.
Man,
she
does.
She does.
Yes.
Awesome.
She does. And another thing, and that's what actually stemmed me meeting you guys was through her. You know?
Because that's right. She brought you guys to Free Indeed, right?
We came down to CR. I met her there. She heard Roadblock's testimony down there. So Roadblock was sharing with her that we do off-road ministry. And of course her family, or is into off-road, and she grew up around dirt bikes and stuff. And she's like, I want to know more, So anyway, that's another thing that we do every year. We're actually putting together a plan. It's normally a week that we spend back in West Virginia, back there on the Hatfield-McCoy trails.
That's so cool.
So there's a lot of people that come there that, are from different states, never really heard about Jesus. Or they're just back there partying, not thinking about it. I mean, because we got some of our brothers, our founder for the off-road ministry, CJ, he came in all the way up from Houston, Texas. He brought some guys from Mississippi the first year. This will be year number 3 for us setting up back there. So
do y'all camp or
no? We normally rent really big cabins when we're back there because I'm old and I can't like I joke
so you
about,
just like it's a rent and you can
rent side by side too if you want
trails.
Yep.
I want to do it. I want to go. Is it male, female? Like we can all go.
Anybody that wants to come.
When do you guys do that?
We're working out the plans, the details on that. I think it's going to be somewhere around the week of the 18th that we're trying to go back.
18th of when?
April.
Of April.
It's coming quick.
Okay. Well, we need to we need to talk about it.
That's it's one thing CJ says, God created all this. Why not go out and share his grace and beauty with others?
Yes. And all of us we were just talking about that this morning too. We need to obviously the Lord's working here.
Absolutely.
We've been talking about that for months. We need to do nightly events. We need to have things for everyone to look forward to. I know for me personally, one of the things is like doing fundraisers for not only people in recovery, but people who are down or just in the dumps in life. Have something to look forward to. If we all go to like to Disney World together, or like just a community event together. Wouldn't that be great?
I would.
For everyone just to.
We got the Polar Plunge coming up.
The Polar Plunge is coming up. Come out and support that. That's a great cause, and it's fun, and it's just But all of us coming together as community, and it's not only Page County now. We're coming together with Rockingham County, and we have the resources now to actually combine and do things. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So
that's cool though. You guys are going everywhere. You're going to drug houses. You're going to mud bogs. You're going
it don't matter. It
don't
matter. Like, God tells us to go, we're going to go.
That's right.
Brother Danny that rides with us too. I mean, a couple years back because we always did motorcycle ministry. As soon as me and him got saved, Danny come from a really rough background in his life, and God did some amazing things through him.
And Danny is who?
He's actually he was past tense, was our road captain. Of course, right now that position was handed down to Roadblock because at that moment, Danny was trying to get all of his finances in order. So he sold his bike, so he couldn't do it. So he's back with us again now. He never left. I mean, he didn't have to hand in his colors because he still had a bike.
That's awesome.
But anyway, everybody like, why are y'all doing that? We stopped at a bar in Waynesboro. They're like, why would y'all go to a bar in Waynesboro? I'm like, well, when we rode by, for one, the burger smelled really good. We were on our way down to Lynchburg. We were going to the men's conference, which is coming up.
I just saw that at Mount Carmel. Yeah, I do.
Yes,
Alex, all right, you're going. Great. He just said it here publicly. He's going.
That's awesome.
So, Boo, we got one more going with us.
That's what I'm talking about, though. That's God working. Literally, we're cleaning Mount Carmel, and in the men's restroom, there's a poster up of that.
Yeah.
And you said, I want to
Ignite. And I was like, I even looked it up on my phone. Like, how do I sign up for this?
Gotcha. And now, there you go.
I'll show you in a little bit. You can actually go online, purchase your tickets. Your tickets are $63 or $68 a piece. That's for 2 days. I've been before. It's awesome. Back to the story.
That's gonna be awesome. No, I'm so excited.
And I'm still sitting here thinking about you riding a motorcycle with Satan Sucks on there.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Could y'all imagine just being in your car and looking over and be like, oh my gosh, look at that dude.
Yeah,
that's great.
So good.
And of course,
I love
Joe
it.
Nestor's part of that because we're rocking out, and listen to it later, you'll get it. I mean, we're rocking out to that. Daytona's when last year's when he first really got popular, and of course, we're on each one of the street corners blasting as we're going by, and of course, there's all kinds of other worldly music playing, and people are like, who are these guys? What are they doing? So yeah, it's been pretty awesome. But back to the bar thing, we turn around and we go back in, and as soon as we walk in, both of us are in our cuts and stuff, and walk in, stand at the bar, and guy comes up, cleaning up the bar. Well, what'd you like to have? I'm like, I'll take ice water. and Danny was already. We're both kind of joking. We're a bunch of goofballs. He's like, and I'll take a Coke on the rocks, So, but the cool thing is we started sharing. He saw the cross. Yeah. He's like, what's that about?
Yeah, let's talk about it. He's like,
right? So you guys, I mean, y'all are in a bar. I'm like, yeah. He said, go everywhere, right? Go out into the highways and byways and compel them to come into my house so it may be full, right?
That's right. That's right.
So before it was done, the bar, it was early in the day. It was probably 10 or 15 people there.
Yeah.
Like literally they shut the music off.
Mm-hmm.
We're praying with the owners because he was battling cancer at the time.
Man, what a God thing.
His grandson was in active addiction, so we're praying for him. I'm prayerful. I never did get contact back from his mom to see how he was doing, but I gave her some contact info for some good programs that were free because they had the same problem, no insurance.
Right.
Before it's over with, all the people that were there are praying with us.
Yeah.
And when we leave the bar, and Danny will tell you this too, it was out of 15 people, there's probably maybe one set of dry eyes. Everybody's crying.
Man.
Including us. Because I'm like, God, you did this,
Yeah.
And then coming back by that bar 6 months later, because he said, I knew I never should have done this. This is not what God called me to do. He wanted me to have a restaurant. In order to make money, we started selling alcohol. He said, then God brings you guys here. He said, I never saw it coming. I said, well, I didn't see it coming either, but your burger smelled good.
Yeah,
so we turned around. And that place has been sold. It's no longer in business. It's shut down.
Man.
That's not a bad thing, though.
It's
if you think about
yeah.
it, if God used that moment, God knew his heart. I didn't know his heart. I knew there was something wrong in his eyes because that's one thing about a Christian. If you take enough time to look somebody in the eyes, you realize there's something behind those eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
If God tells you to say something, speak up and say something.
Exactly.
You may not know what it is, but God will give you the words.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened in that situation.
God used you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's normally what happens. Nathan, I mean, the guy that was the very first testimony the other night.
Yes.
We're at a 7-Eleven.
I seen him last night.
Yeah.
Yes. And I wanted to tell Nathan, I wanted to tell you last night, but it was so much activity you got out before me that I loved your testimony Sunday night. You did a great job.
Absolutely.
There was just so much going on last night. So many people.
It was
and
a lot.
Andy Seastrom, by the way, we'll go over that when we do public.
Yeah, that's still, I'm still still trying to compute all of it. When we got done, I had to go back home and watch it. I'm like, okay, everybody said a lot of stuff. It was awesome, but I had so much. I'm like, let me see what they said.
It was a lot.
But God's done a lot. I just looked a little while ago at views just on that. It's over 2,500. We're expecting for the end of the day 3,000.
Yeah.
So that's 3,000 lives that are affected by what happened up there.
Exactly.
That's just amazing.
It's so good. I think tonight's going to be even, it's going to be more. You better be getting up there early. get us a good seat.
Yep. Absolutely.
Hey, we appreciate you taking the time this morning to come out with us. Your testimony, you guys, what you guys are doing. I mean, it's a God thing.
Yep.
God is using you guys, and what he is doing and what the gang is doing. That's what we all should be doing. Unit.
Not gang.
Yeah, unit. Sorry,
Club.
What you all are doing, we all that's what we all need to be doing every day, is getting out and looking for others and let the Lord use us on a daily basis, saving lives and helping other people to get in because we are on borrowed time.
That's
every
exactly
one of us. So let's get into the public things that are going on.
Gotcha.
Let's go ahead, Alex.
You're so much better at this than I am.
I know, but you got this.
Celebrate Recovery Mondays at 6 p.m. That's at Main Street Baptist in Luray. Is there one in Harrisonburg?
Yes.
You know where
there
it's
is. Is it Grace Covenant Church? Is there too?
Grace Covenant Church?
I think they're there too.
They got Grace Covenant Church.
I mean, if you Google it, it'll take you right where you can be from Harrisonburg. So
we have Free Indeed Tuesdays at 6:30. That's Newport Road. They're not. Yeah, we didn't do it yesterday.
Revival
next week.
Yeah. Well,
they're
last
doing
night,
the revival tonight,
yeah,
right? And they're doing it again tonight, right?
Yeah. So it's on the bottom there. But Pastor Andy Seastrom is having revival at Dwayne Painter's church, and that's on Newport Road. It's right behind Kite Store. So it'll be tonight, and I think it's tomorrow night too. So you guys come out 7:00 and join us for the revival. It's great. It's awesome.
Got 23 West Main in Luray. That's the AA meetings. They're at noon. We always shout out the rec center here in Luray. They're always doing great things down there. Shout out to Andrea. They have a Cash App if you want to make a donation. It's Living Legacy Luray. First Steps to Freedom, Shen Elk Plaza in Elkton. That's 7 p.m. on Thursdays.
That's right. And we're starting up a new round of sessions up there this week. We've been talking about kicking it back off again for a while, so we're getting back after it again. So if you want to come out, our information will be on Impact Ministries for a call. Just let me know how many to expect coming out. We'll be there. So
and if you have anything that you can send to me, I can put it on our page.
I meant to grab some stuff, but I grabbed everything but that.
Well, if you send it to me on Messenger, I can just put it right on our page. So you guys can follow it on there.
That'll work.
Yeah. So that's First Steps to Freedom. Shen Elk Plaza in Elkton, Thursdays. New set of stuff going off. That's awesome. Thursday, New Life Recovery. That's at Grace Covenant in Harrisonburg, 6:30 p.m. We got the Polar Plunge coming up February 15th at 10:30 at Lake Arrowhead. That's going to be freezing.
Yeah, we have our team in it too, by the way. So come out and support us on that. That's going to be a great event.
That's going to be fun.
It is.
It ain't going to be as bad as you think. We've actually did baptisms in January in the river.
Man.
Wow.
I'm serious.
That's a baptism there.
I think,
wow. Maybe we could do baptisms that day.
If you want to make that happen,
we had some people get saved this week.
Yeah.
So
that'd be right.
I mean, if you got somebody, a pastor who's got like bad legs and stuff, the cold water is really good for that. It really helps.
Well,
helps circulation and everything.
Yeah.
Pastor Brad needed a hip surgery, and doing that January got him through a few more months.
Did it really?
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm
Isn't
serious.
That cool?
Yeah. It's amazing what God uses to restore.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That is something.
And I want to apologize to the groundhog. Because I was just talking so much crap about him yesterday because it was 60 degrees.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this dude's all shadow. And now there's a winter weather advisory coming up for tonight.
Did you hear him? Did you hear him? He said, "Got him."
Nuh-uh. Is there really?
Yeah.
What's happening tonight?
They on my phone it says something about a 1 inch of snow and then like a 1/10 of inch of ice and rain. Yeah.
Yeah. Georgia.
Sorry, Punxsutawney Phil. My bad.
All right, guys.
Else,
is there anything else we need to go over?
One thing about me and Roadblock, we could talk for days. So
we can go for days.
We'll be back.
We can go for days.
Sure.
I think I'm gonna come down with them Saturday.
Yeah,
because I know Animal's coming. I'm not gonna jump on her because she put all three of us. Y'all were in trouble. Y'all might as well sit
we can go live. We have. Is that all comments?
Yeah.
That's a bunch of comments.
Stephanie's my boo thing said love you. Love you
Yay,
too, babe.
Stephanie.
And Brittany's going off. She said amen. And then she's freaked out about the snow now.
Oh, that's our little cheerleader up there.
And Jason said,
yeah,
tell you to check your messages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got one of those too from Travis. Yeah.
Man, thank you so much.
All
Like
right.
I said, you're coming back. The yeah, this has been great.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got one scripture I wanted to share at the beginning.
Absolutely.
This is the most important thing to keep from this. Galatians 5:16. So I say, walk in the spirit and you will not be gratify the desires of the flesh. Just remember, always be with God. That means don't let your flesh take over, and God will lead and guide you through His Spirit where He wants to have you at. That's what He's been doing with us for the last 12 years of our lives, and I'm just grateful that I recognize that. So
yeah, and that's we can go deep with that too.
Oh, yeah,
Because I
100%.
struggle with that myself. Let's see, was it Monday night when Pastor Andy was preaching about pride? And you know, a lot of times, yeah, we'll go into that
Yeah.
on Saturday when we all come in.
I'll
That'll
try to
be
keep it.
a conversation.
Okay.
So thank you guys for joining us today, and I hope everyone goes and has a great day. Stay sober, and if you want to reach out to us about the pathway to sobriety, message us on Valleys Rise Above page. We can certainly guide you guys to the resources that you may need. Remember that God loves you just the way you are. You don't have to change nothing to come to Him.
That's right.
And we all love you. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
That was great.
That was so awesome. And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Andrea. Hello.